Alright guys, so this video we're going to be finishing off the Kuntao or karate series that we've been making on our YouTube channel. This is going to play a lot off of our last video, which was the question, does kata actually work? So if you want to watch that video real quick, make sure you click the link up here. Today's lesson, it's going to be kind of more of a tutorial, kind of a throwback to how our channel used to be. We're going to try to teach it as simple and as quickly as possible, but it's implementing our core, having the essence of the movement and understanding how to use that and develop that. So my whole beef with using kata as a form of training was that a lot of people became too cemented in just doing the movement and getting into the position, but not actually implementing, the power or the core strength that is necessary to apply that. So for instance, if it was a block punch, it would just be block, punch, almost just like we're extending our hands, when in essence it should have a full body motion. It should be implementing the core using cutting or snapping techniques, however you call it. So in order to get that core or those snapping techniques, we need to understand the relation between our body, which would be my shoulders and my hips, and using either my legs or my hands as vehicles, which would be punching or kicking. So to start off very slowly, I'm just going to stand in a neutral base here, and then I'm going to start off with punches. Very, very simple stuff. And what you want to understand, again, it's a full body motion. So don't just think of it as your hand. Don't even just think of it as hand to shoulder to even just hip. You want to try to use everything as possible. And the tempo is kind of like smooth and then snap. It's a nice and relaxed, moving all together fluidly and then exploding in a sharp motion for whatever it is you're doing. So to start off, I'm going to teach my mind, teach my body to relate my body parts. So I'm going to use my fist, and I'm going to have my shoulder and my hip connected. I want to understand the relation between them. So as I throw my punch, in our karate system, we start our punches off from our waist or our belt. So that's where we're going to start off here. I'm going to stretch my left hand out, and I'm going to twist my hip forward. I'm not going to twist it so much that I'm turned over, just enough where I can feel the emphasis on it extending and connecting to my shoulder going forward. Okay, so you can do that as slow as possible to understand the connection. So I'm going to do it with my left. So now I have my left shoulder and my left hip in front. Then I'm going to do it to the right. As I twist and bring my right side to the front, my left is going to come back, and it's equal efforts. Okay, so I'm not overloading the right and letting the left kind of just lazily drag back. I'm going to have it all together. So this is what I mean by full body. I'm going from left to right, but my right is helping my left as much as my left is helping my right. Okay, so nice and solid. Then eventually you want to start speeding it up a little bit. You want to put a little more power. So now it's going to be hit, hit, hit. And you can see my body's kind of shifting a lot more, and it's a smooth to a sharp finish. Okay, and that's going to allow me to shoot everything. If you look a little closer, as I twist my hip here, I'm going to relax. I'm even going to bend my legs a little bit. Okay? As I bend my legs, I'm transitioning. I'm going to pop back up, and I'm going to shoot the hip, shoot the shoulder. There's the attack. So there's as much effort, again, with my striking hand and my clipped hand in order to make it a full body motion. One of the next things, and kind of something that follows a long tradition of training, would be what we call meditation, or it's just a preferred way of breathing into our techniques. And so a lot of times you hear like hard exhales, or in a lot of different scenarios people use the snake sound, the tss, tss, whatever it might be. But that essentially is going to help me engage my core. It's going to keep everything nice and tight when I need it to be. So I don't want to be exhaling when my technique isn't completed. I want to make sure, again, everything is all together. First I teach the relation between my shoulders and my hips. Then I teach the relation between my breathing and the completion of the technique. Nice big deep breath in. When I shoot, I get everything out nice and tight. I want to make sure I shoot everything. So very, very simple. You can practice the punches back and forth. Practice it with speed, smooth, sharp, smooth, sharp, smooth, sharp. And the idea is you want to understand that relation so much that when you bring it into sparring, because no fight is going to happen like this, when you bring in that understanding and that IQ into sparring, you want to have that same reaction. So I'm here sparring in my stance, and the idea is I want to use my entire body pushing off this leg, twisting everything, putting my entire body into that punch. And the same effort that I have when I throw it out is the same effort I'm going to have bringing it back in when I extend my left hand. So this is normally my stance here. I have my left hand, which is kind of like my checking hand in front, and I use that retraction to help shoot out my right hand to punch, and I use my right punch retraction to shoot my left hand back out. So something like this. And you get that same cutting motion, right? So it's putting everything all together, nice and sharp, nice and strong. That's sort of the delivery when you implement your core a lot. Whether it's by itself, whether you add in techniques, the idea is smooth but sharp when necessary. Otherwise, you're going to be out of breath in an instant. So you got to balance and understand how everything works so that you're working super, super efficient. The fight can be 10 seconds, it could be 10 minutes, you don't know. Okay, so that wraps up our Kuntao series. Try that out for yourself. If you guys are a fan of karate, if you guys want to implement a little bit more body motions into your striking, very, very excellent tool. If you guys haven't already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, catch you guys then.